What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we were able to finish up our cable car station buildings, and I think they turned out absolutely incredible. So with just these two in place now, we're pretty much ready for any and all future expansions of Toogii Land, which is a very, very good feeling. Like I said, usually I tend to wait till the very last minute to add in these transport rides, but I wasn't about to let that happen to us again. However, something that we learned is not only are we unable to put a price on transport rides, but also our guests, they don't care. They really don't care whatsoever. I have yet to see anyone at all queue up to ride this thing, and it's a bit concerning. But I'm hoping that once we start to kind of add some extra stuff around the perimeter of these pools, people will be a little bit more inclined to do so. The other thing that we did was finally add some lazy river jets alongside our wave machines, our wave generators here, and it seems to have somewhat helped kind of prevent our guests getting trapped in this wall, but it's still happening. It's definitely still happening, though not near as bad as it used to be. And then the very last thing that we started working on was our brand spanking new lazy river. I don't even know if this is version 4 or 5 at this point, but it's finally working, and I couldn't be happier, dude. This is all I wanted. It doesn't look very pretty just yet, but I think we'll fix that here today. So we have our main entrance over there. We have another little side entrance here and another one on this side. But I'm thinking today we're going to add an additional entrance slash exit, right? They can both enter the lazy river here and exit it. But I also want to do a big cave. I haven't even messed around with the rocks yet, but now that we have that scale tool, I'm hoping that it'll be a little bit easier to sort of get the shape that I want. So the very first thing that we're going to do here is check these notifications. Cable Car 6, nobody rides that anyways, not super concerned about that. Many guests are thirsty, guests are desperate, and many guests are hungry. Even after adding in more food shops and more drink shops, people are still struggling out here. It's going to take a while for us to address all these issues. Oh, 1,200 guests in the park? Well, no wonder, dude. Honestly, that's way too many people for a park this size. But anyways, I'm going to start us off here by just making a nice simple path right around this area. I think I'm going to rotate this just slightly, and we'll try to get it really as close as we can to the edge of the pool, but not quite touching it. A little bit more to the right. That will probably work. Oh, and I kind of wanted the asphalt texture, so let's copy that. Use our customize brush tool. Get that changed real quick like, and then we're going to add just one more right there. This is the trickier part now, is trying to connect this path. Let me delete this and delete this. Trying to connect this path to the edge of the lazy river. I know it's doable. It can be a little tricky sometimes. Let me make sure angle snap is turned off too. I think that'll give us a little bit easier of a time here. You know what? I had length snap on as well. So with that off, yeah, there we go. This is going to be much more doable. So we'll just kind of bring this across like so. And then to there is probably okay. We'll have it connect back up. And there we go. We've got an additional entrance slash exit. Let me just drag these on over. It doesn't have to be perfect for the moment, just as long as we kind of have them out of the way. Brother, yeah, you probably don't want to get out here just yet. This path doesn't really lead anywhere. Oh, he's got his popsicle stick out. My man, just cruising along for the ride. So now that we've sort of changed the shape of the wall here for this pool, some of these jets are going to need to be replaced. So I'm going to try to grab all that I can. Granted, one or two of them might actually be inside of the wall. So let's use our multi-select tool. Yeah, there we go. Deselect our paths. Confirm that selection. We're just going to drag this out. That way we can move it with the tool we're supposed to use for that type of thing. There we go. Okay. Next. I know we're going to make a cave, but I also want the cave to have kind of a bit of an interior, at least over this path portion. Everywhere else will just be rock like normal. But you keep coming back. I mean, that was a great exit of the pool, very stylish, but I don't know why you keep doing that. Okay, next step. I want to try to place one of these walls over here. Probably somewhere in this area, and then we're gonna want another just across the way. So having those two like that, if we back all the way out, and then use our advanced move, I'm gonna drag it just until that wall starts to touch the curb of the path right there. Check the other side, needs to go to the right just a little bit more. Gotta try to get it as perfect as we can, you know? There we go. Okay, so with that in place, it's just a placeholder for, let me change our filter here, our scenery theme back to the resort stuff. Kind of makes things a little bit easier to find in the catalog. And then down here somewhere, we're looking for that wall trim that kind of has the X's on it. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to put this at the very bottom portion of that wall. We're going to do the exact same thing to the opposite side here. And what I'm going to try to do, I haven't even tested this. I'm just kind of hoping, rather praying that it's going to work. But we used to do a similar thing a lot in Planet Zoo. I don't think we ever did this too much in Planet Coaster. But we're going to take both of these two little wall pieces now. We're going to duplicate them and then start rotating them in to kind of create an archway of sorts. So I'm going to do the right side first, just until we meet up in the middle. And then we'll do the same thing for the opposite side. Just one more to go here. And there it is, dude. See, that looks so good. That looks so good. I kind of like how it's like clipping into itself too. I think the pattern that we got out of this looks fantastic. So obviously we don't need these additional ones here at the bottom. I think I'm going to keep that one though to kind of give us a little bit better transition leading into that path. But all these other ones we have absolutely no use for. Now that we have that completed, all we need to do now is do a big old selection of the whole dang thing. We're gonna duplicate it and just slide it on over until we get it to kind of overlap as good as we can. You know, from the inside it might be a little noticeable what's going on. Yeah, you can see the bamboo seams are kind of split there, but you're not gonna notice that unless you're like really looking for it. I love it though. I love it already. I do think I'm going to leave these walls here, just that way we can still have a working grid for this structure, and then at the very end of things we can come through and delete that. But I'm kind of thinking that we might need something along the edge of this too, right? Because if we're going to put rocks around it, we're not going to be able to get the rocks very close to this. It's too skinny. The rocks are going to clip through and it's going to look ugly. So if we can buy ourselves a little bit of extra space on the edges, I think that'll work out a little bit better for us. I probably should have been duplicating something along with these as well, but that's okay. We've got time, right? Maybe we should use a new material type for this. You know, tomorrow, or I guess when you guys see this today, you'll have to bear with me. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm hoping we can just sort of have a chill day today. But today, when you guys see this, we should be getting another hot fix. And then sometime in, I think, December, we're supposed to get a like free, larger update. Hopefully after that point, you know, we'll kind of have a lot of these bugs fixed. A lot of those bugs that we've been experiencing. It'd be really nice to not have the game crash on us at all today, too. That's kind of been annoying. Okay. I like the placement of that thing. We just need to duplicate this and bring her on in. Let's change our grid a little bit more so we can get that to line up a little bit better. There we go. So that'll just kind of snap along the edge of the bamboo there, and then we're going to have to do the same thing to the opposite side, and then we can just sort of duplicate it over and over and over again. All right, it's not going to line up over here. We're going to have to do a little custom something. Here we go. This should work out just a little bit better for us. So we'll delete both of those, and then again, we're going to select just these two, duplicate them, and start to rotate them around. I'm nervous that the brick texture is gonna do some weird stuff. Ooh, whoops. Gotta use the straight up and down ones first. But like, I'm hoping the texture doesn't do bad things for us. It looks kind of weird. Maybe we should just choose something that's smooth instead of like a brick looking thing. Like maybe plaster. Maybe something like that. And then we could maybe match the color to whatever color the rocks are. I feel like that's gonna be pretty important. So it does look like this is colorable. I'm not gonna worry about color matching it just yet. I wanna see if this'll even look good first. Yeah, there we go. See, I think that's gonna work out quite a bit better for us. So again, same deal as before. We're just gonna start duplicating this over and over and over again until we get that arched shape that we're looking for. Last one. There it is, ladies and gents. There it is. I'm not super worried about the edges, how it's doing some kind of weird overlap and stuff there, because that will definitely get covered up by rocks. But like I said before, we can only get the rocks so close to this thin little wall piece that we have here. Let's see about these rocks. What do we have to work with? We've got some aquatic rocks, Mediterranean, that might look okay. Got some taiga rocks, temperate, tropical. I'm leaning towards tropical because obviously palm trees as far as the eye can see. I feel like that's just gonna kind of make the most sense for us. But we want something that's a little bit flatter. Maybe something like this that we can start to add around the edge. Ooh, and it might even snap into position. But if we do that, it could also look a little repetitive. Hang on. Let me try that on either side. This could work, and then we'll try the same procedure that we've been doing. Maybe, like just to fill out the arch a little bit more, and then elsewhere, you know, we can get a little bit crazier with how it all looks. I'm gonna try this first, though. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got us a winner. Dude, that is straight up cash money. That is precisely the look that I was going for. And I honestly don't hate the white here. I think that kind of works. Otherwise, we could change it to match the same color as those tropical rocks, but I'm into it. We've got no visual clipping happening on the inside. And I think we'll be able to use this for this side and the opposite end whenever we have the rest of the sort of cave constructed. But I'm very, very happy about this. As for the rest of the cave, I'm gonna start just trying to place a bunch of random rocks everywhere, all over the place, and hopefully we'll end up with something that at least loosely resembles a cave.
1 hour later.
Boy, I tell you what, I don't think I ever placed so many dang rocks in my whole life. This is 100 bang bang no cap on a stack, as the kids say. All jokes aside though, I am extremely happy with our end result here. So let me show you guys around just a little bit. We've got our entrance to the cave, since the lazy river kind of flows in this direction. This is where the guests would start to go through. We have, of course, that same ledge that the same kid keeps jumping in and out of. Eventually he'll figure out a better way out of this place. But I intentionally left this area kind of hollowed out because what I would like to do there is sort of a hidden oasis pool. I might even try to make like a hot tub looking thing over there. I feel like that would be kind of sick. Hot tubs don't actually function, like you can't heat the water up at all. But if we add some bubbles and some smoke, I could see us being able to make something that looks pretty all right. And then we've got the exit to the cave just on the other side. Crazy amount of time. Who doesn't love spending an hour just placing rocks, right? Ain't nothing like it. Now that we've got our cave finished up though, whoa, dude. Look at all the people heading out here now. The scenery is what they were missing. Now we've got loads of people floating down this lazy river. But with the cave finished up, now we can grab another one of these lifeguards, and we're gonna put them looking directly out this way. That way, not only will they cover this portion of the lazy river, got a little rock clipping through there, it's probably fine, but then they'll also sort of cover this hot tub-esque thing that we're gonna try to create. But before we can do that, we need to get a path over here. So I'm gonna pause since we have all these people jumping in right here. And we're gonna use our draw tool again. A little bit like how we, merged the path here to the pool. We're kind of just gonna start drawing some shapes, and hopefully we end up with something that looks halfway decent. What about a cobblestone path for this area? It's a little dark, maybe? A little too dark. What else we got? We could go back to this. That's what our other pool areas have around them. Or we got this rustic path. That's the one. That is the one for sure. I do still, however, have to edit a couple of the points around here just so we can hide the edge of the path a little bit more. Now that is more like it. Watch what happens when I turn off my torch, though. It's pretty dark. It's pretty dark and kind of spooky in here, so I think the next thing that we should do is start to add some tiki torches and then maybe a couple of spotlights kind of tucked up in some of these rocks pointing down. Dude, this is crazy. Why are there so many people here all of a sudden? Okay, so this lifeguard definitely has his work cut out for him. Let me see here real quick. We have a max capacity of 259, and there are currently 328 guests inside of the lazy river. And it looks like most of them are right here for whatever reason. Yikes. Yeah, that's a big yikes. It's not at all looking how I wanted it to. I wish they would just keep going like this dude and this person and that lady over there. But no. They'd rather spend all of their time inside the cave. Maybe it would help if we connected this path to, say, this one over here. That way, if guests do get out, they have somewhere else to go. I don't really think that's gonna help, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Oh my god, it's working. At least some people are choosing to exit here. We do still have quite the crowd jumping in off of the opposite side there, but I'm happy about this. That makes me feel pretty good. We're probably gonna want some benches over here too, huh? Especially if people have been, swimming this whole time, depending on where they entered from. So let's head over here real fast, and we'll grab this guy. I'm gonna put a couple of benches just on the inside of, whoa, what the heck? On the inside of this real quick. We'll do like maybe just 3 of them on either side. See if anyone's interested in maybe taking a quick load off. Another concession stand area out here probably wouldn't be a bad call because we still have been getting those notifications about guests being hungry and guests being thirsty. There for a minute, many guests thought that they were trapped in the park. And then they realized, wait, we can, oh my god, that's so many. They realized we can just go this way. I've been stood here for a while and I haven't seen a single person even think about sitting down on the bench. Why are these kids just walking around unattended? Where are your parents, Bruce? And Eddie? They're fine. They're fine. It's not like it's a super long walk back to the main area of the park or anything. They'll be all right. It does seem to have helped with the people kind of grouping up here, though. I mean, this is way better than it was just before. All right, let's try to build a hot tub. Now, I've tested this off camera, and it seems to work some of the time, but it is a little finicky. And I'm intentionally building it out here rather than inside the cave, because we got the rocks overhead, and it's probably going to be a little too loud for me in there. So, using our custom pool tool, we want infinity edge. We're going to use the stamp tool as well at a scale of 2 on weighting depth. That seems good to me. Ooh, end of... I'm sorry, what? What, dude? $1.5 million? In one day. In one single day. We don't even have any rides yet. This is hardly a theme park. It's really just a water park for now. We will, I know I keep saying this, we will eventually add coasters and flat rides and other track rides and a whole bunch of stuff. But I want to get a water park done first because this is all new. You know, we've done everything else before. So now that we have this pool, we're gonna switch over to paths using Stamp Builder again. I'm gonna try to just take a little sliver, or a big chunk, and leave us with a little sliver. I'm so sleep deprived, it's insane. Let's delete this now. So this is all we're left with. Now if we use our multi-select tool, we can select just the sliver, and using advanced move and duplicate, we should be able to sort of just rotate this around a few times. And with any luck, we'll end up with a nice, perfectly circular faux hot tub. Sometimes it does stuff like this though. You just gotta keep trucking, and maybe it'll iron itself out after you complete a full loop. Not always though. This is looking like one of those times where, yeah, it's probably not gonna work out well for us. Do we have merge disabled for this pool or something? Usually we'll have one line, but not all these crazy lines. Let's try that again. Like I said, little finicky. We'll try her again. I don't know if you guys saw what I did there, but instead of taking our little sliver and duplicating it around in a circle, I kind of made a cross first and then completed the full circle. You'll see it. As long as I include that clip in the edit, you'll see it. So this seems to be roughly in the center of this floor. We're just gonna place that down right there, and there we go, dude. We've got a hot tub. Again, it's not a functioning hot tub, though the guests should use it. And I'm hoping that this lifeguard coverage is gonna count toward our new pool, maybe? You know, we probably, oh, many guests are thirsty. Again, wow, what are the odds? We probably want some ladders in here too. We don't really have any of those at the moment. So let's put one over here. We'll do another maybe on this side. And it probably wouldn't hurt to have a couple over here too. That way, you know, not everyone is super athletic. It can be difficult at times to hoist yourself out of a pool. So having a ladder should probably help a couple of people. This guy's even gonna use it to get down. Beautiful. And then over here, it's gonna be too shallow to add a ladder, but since it's wading depth, that shouldn't really matter, I don't think. People are already hopping in, dude. It's working out beautifully. How about a couple of sun loungers too before we start adding in the bubbles and the smoke particles to make it seem a little bit more like a proper hot tub. We'll just do 2 over there. I think we can probably squeeze in 2 more on the opposite end over here. There we go. Pink is not gonna do it though. Let's go with old Yeller. Great. Now instead of everyone grouping up in the lazy river, they've decided to do the exact same thing, but in the hot tub. These people are moonwalking. It's not a good look. It's really not. Can we get that patch? Like, well, we're getting it tomorrow. Never mind. Moving on, we need some bubbles. How big are those? That could work. We also have a large version of that. Bubbles too big. Bubbles way too big. What about this guy? That's far less bubbles. Okay, first one, definitely the best option. So we'll just place that there for right now. And then we need some steam of some sort. We have rising steam. What's that look like? Can't hardly even see it. So what does this one look like? It's a little better. That is quite a bit better. Okay, so we're gonna use both of those, and I'm gonna have to close this hot tub. I can't have this many people in it while I'm trying to add little bits and bobs to it. Also, this doesn't have a, jeez, it's so loud. This doesn't have a filter. So we probably will want to duplicate one of these buildings and just kind of put it somewhere out in front of the entrance of the cave. That way this lifeguard also has a staff resting location that's quite a bit closer to him. Got some people using the loungers in here though, that's good to see. Here guys, let me give you a hand. You seem to be a little stuck at the moment. There we go. I'm gonna try to do it this way using our multi-select tool. So we've got bubbles, steam, and then same thing over here. And then once again, if we just confirm that selection and use advanced move and duplicate, I'm hoping that if we kind of rotate these around, after we like the placement, we can lower them down inside of the pool. So you won't see them anymore, but we'll hopefully still see the effects. This is probably going to be too many. Also, we might even have to delete just a few of them. Okay, there we go. Now I got to select all of them. I would do like multi-select over the entire pool, but since the pool is 1,000 different pieces, that's not going to happen. Okay, now that we have them lowered down underneath of our hot tub, I intentionally included this tiki torch right here within the scenery group. That way, in case we ever have to move them, we'll have a little bit easier time locating them. So if we edit the scenery group, I want to select all of these things, minus the tiki torch, and we're just gonna try to slide them on down a little bit, because I think the particle effects are a little too high up. I'd like to see them just slightly lower, so we're gonna lower it 2.5 feet. We'll see if that's any better. See what I'm saying? The bubbles are going a little too high up, I think. The steam was also too high. Maybe a little bit further. Let's go like another 1.5 feet or so. Right around there. Okay, that'll probably do it. We're getting some weird visual clipping happening though with the bottom of the pool. I don't know if that's just from the steam or if that's because of the way that we created this thing, but I'm good with that. Hot tub complete. And go ahead and open it back up. There we go. People are gonna start jumping in immediately. And then, yeah, like I said, we probably need, ooh, it looks really cool from back here. That's a vibe. That is a vibe and a half from this distance. But yeah, like I said, we do need a filter for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this facility here. And we're just gonna duplicate it and slide it on over to this area. Oh, we're gonna need power too? Well, wait, this has not a transformer, a distributor inside of it. So we could probably just hook that up to something else. Let's rotate it just a little bit here. I wanna get the angle to match the angle of this path, but I don't know that we're gonna be able to do that, so let's do this instead. That looks pretty close. I'm thinking somewhere in this vicinity. That should do well for us. And then now, GP Shop 2 doesn't have enough power to open. Right. I'm gonna get to that. Chill out. Let's edit our path a little bit though. Oops. That is the wrong texture. You know what? Let's just copy this. There we go. Easy fix. Easy fix. We're gonna have to draw over this ever so slightly too to make sure that it's gonna look okay. Let's go back to, oh, I probably can't go back to straight. Oh, yes, I can. Never mind. Okay, learned something new. And we'll just bring this all the way back up to there. Good, except for that little bit right there, but I think we can probably fix that with the edit tool. I think that's gonna have to do it for now. Eventually, once we figure out, you know, whatever else we're gonna have in this area, we can make this look quite a bit nicer. But just for the time being, that is all I wanted to do. So now if we go back to facilities, create custom, we need some power lines. Run from this, probably just straight on over to this guy. That ought to do it. Give us a little bit more coverage here. And then water too. I'm hoping that our water filtration unit is gonna be close enough, so close to our hot tub. So we're gonna have to add, this might be our only hidden filter. Everything else is very much accessible, even though it doesn't need to be. What the heck do we have going on in here, dude? What did I just walk in on? Okay, I'm just gonna put this filter down anywhere that it wants to go. And that'll probably be, like I said, the only hidden filter. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing in there at the moment. Maybe we just need to save and exit and come back. When's the patch coming? Tomorrow, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, this is no bueno. Many guests are trapped in the park. Why? Why are they trapped over here? They can get out right here. It's pretty easy. I've got ladders and everything, guys. All right. I'm gonna close it. Maybe permanently. That is not at all what I had in mind for this area whatsoever. We'll give them a little bit of time to sort of clear out of there, but that's a big yikes. Anywho, back to this building. So instead of Chief Beef, we're gonna do a different food shop, and instead of Slush Hour, we're gonna do a different drink shop. We got us a Cosmic Cow milkshakes. We'll get that opened up, and a Viva La Vegan. Brand spanking new shop. First time we've actually added it to the park. So, the Cosmic Cow milkshake sign. If you're thinking it's too big, I already scaled it down. Apparently 50% size is as small as it can go. 25% probably would have been a little bit better. But that is the smallest Cosmic Cow sign available. So we're just gonna have to go with that. Now, all we have to do is change the color of these flowers from blue to something a bit more pink for that. And for Viva La Vegan, maybe purple. Maybe purple. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. All right, we are all set up and ready to rock out here. We've got a staff resting zone for these vendors, obviously, but then also the lifeguard who just decided he didn't want to be here anymore, or they didn't want to be here anymore. That's fine. Totally fine. I'm gonna grab a couple of trash cans real quick. Place one there, one on the opposite side, and then probably two just as you enter the cave right there. That ought to do it. I mean, nobody's gonna be able to bring food over, like, through the lazy river over to the other side, right? Oh no. Hang on, I gotcha. I mean, seriously, man, the things that I do for these guests. Look how many people were still trapped in there. We got some more moonwalkers over there too. It is what it is. It is what it is. Definitely not the look that I was going for today. I think I've said that once already. But unfortunately, because the whole mountain or cave took me so long, that is all I have time for today. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.